All right, we are recording. So, oh my goodness, guys, what a treat. I'm so excited. We have the one and only fabulous Miss Ruby Tara Truax, certified health coach specializing in pregnancy and breastfeeding, who is a rock star who's been killing it. She earned a drawing into the Over Yonder Cay trip of a lifetime that automatically the top 7 in the whole company get that trip, and then they drew out 3 more names and then an additional 3, which was a surprise. So Tara's name was drawn, and she was one of the first original 3 to be drawn, and I knew, I had a feeling. It was so exciting. If you didn't see the post about when her name was drawn and the excitement and just the overwhelming disbelief on her face, and being in there in person, right in front of the stage, was just unreal. I thought she was gonna pass out. She was so excited. And that was so much fun. But guys, this is not just any old trip. This is not just this is a huge deal. This is Forbes' #1 vacation spot destination for billionaires with a B. This is insane. Do you know the cost per person for this trip, Tara? Did they tell you?
They didn't tell us, but you can go ahead and look up what it costs to rent the island for a week, and it's $730,000 to rent the island for a week. Then you have to take into account that they flew us to Nassau and had us there overnight there. All of us flew first class. The gifts that we were given, the private extra destination things they added onto us while we were there. So we're talking, you can kind of do the math right there.
And every one of you got to bring a guest too that they paid for it. So it's not just that they were paying for the 13 of you, but plus 13 more as your guests. That's insane.
Yeah, so 28 people are allowed on the island at a time. And they have 45 staff that work on the island. So basically we had, there was 26 of us because there was 13 people with their partner. And we basically had 2 staff members per person.
That's insane. So basically people waiting on you hand and foot 24 hours a day. So
pretty incredible.
That's awesome. Okay.
I'm still having a hard time feeding myself since we've been back.
I can only imagine. Okay, well, we're super excited. So if you don't mind, just go through your whole experience with us. We'll try to cover that maybe in 20 minutes. And then if you guys have some questions for in the end, then that would be fun. If you can think of any.
Yeah, I'll do my
welcoming questions. So
I'll do my best to recall it all, because so much happened, and it literally felt like almost a lifetime happened in 1 week, which is pretty incredible. So the first thing is that they flew us first class, right? So Mike and I have never flown first class, and that was a pretty incredible experience as it was.
It's almost like a vacation, just flying first class, right?
It's they wait on you hand to foot at first class. We were like, oh my God, now I know why people pay for first class. They bring you, and they keep asking you what you want. I'm fine. Really.
Oh shoot, I'm gonna mute everyone. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I forgot to do that. We got some background noise. Okay, so it's just you now, Tara, and I'm gonna pin your video here.
Okay.
A little housekeeping that I should have done already. I'm sorry. Okay, so first class.
Okay, totally distracted. Hang on. Turn it. It's on speaker view, or is it on gallery view?
I pinned your video.
Okay, all right. It's distractive. I was distracted. Okay,
sorry.
So, no problem. Back to focusing. So we flew first class. It was awesome because we flew out of Atlanta, because that's where we drove our kids down there. And so Bethany and her husband, Matt, were on our flight. And so we met, they're sitting right next to us, and we saw each other's bags. So they sent us this luggage that they were very specific. Our carry-on luggage, we could only have one thing because we're going on a seaplane. And then that our regular luggage had to be 40 pounds, which you don't think that that's a lot, but I went to convention 2 weeks before with 2 50-pound bags, okay? So you're going, you don't think swimsuits weigh that much until you really put them all in bags. So They were sitting next to us. We get there. The flight was awesome. We get off the flight. We have a special person meeting us there with our names. And it was super funny story because we get there and through customs, we go to fill out the form and they only have stuff in Spanish. Well, they don't really speak Spanish in the Bahamas either. And so we're like, welcome to the Bahamas, learn Spanish. So we're sitting there and Matt is pulled up on Google like translations and we're trying to fill out our custom forms in Spanish, which was like a really fun way to meet a new couple. And the lady that works there, she's super friendly and we get it all done and we just like walk straight through customs. So from the time we got picked up there until we were at the resort at the Grand Hyatt Baha Mar was 45 minutes. And I'm pretty sure that I have never even flown into Philadelphia and picked up my luggage and gone through and got like in 45 minutes. So we were at our hotel 45 minutes and we get there and they like let us out and Alec and Tarl are there there's a photographer, Eric, and he traveled with us the whole time and took pictures of us. And then we have the 3 event staff, which you guys, if you have not met the Plexus event staff, Amy, Misha, and Lisa, they are the most incredible women and they bust their butts. Like they are so awesome. So if you ever see them at any events, you guys just tell them thank you and they are really, really great people. So we got to, get to know them a lot better, but they're there to greet us. We get off, they take our luggage. We're standing there and Alec and Tarl literally are there like hugging us and greeting us. And it was at that moment we walked inside because it was really hot and that Tarl told us that they weren't going to the island with us. And I was just about to be a sobbing mess because I did the math. And when Alex said, yeah, well, we thought it was, or Charles said, it's really important that we gave we did this for you guys and that we gave our spots. Well, I knew if you go through the drawings and the names, those ruby spots, that was my spot. And so I got up to my room and I kind of lost it and just felt so much gratitude because I was there in going through this experience because our leaders, okay, gave up their spots to vacation in a place where billionaires go. And all they kept saying is, I've heard it's better than last year. I just heard it's so much better than last year. And they don't even they're not even going. So it was just mind blowing. And like, truly still to this day, you guys, we have the best leaders in the best company. And if you don't believe that, start watching videos or do whatever you can because those people just they're not a lot of these kind of people in the world. There just aren't. And Alec and Tarl are those type of people.
And the fact that we get both of them and they complement each other's strengths, don't you think, in such an amazing way?
And they're Alec's wife, Trish, and Tarl's girlfriend. I mean, they are truly amazing people. So if you ever get a chance to talk to them, they're super genuine and super amazing. So that was how we were greeted, which everybody, and what was really cool is as soon as we won this trip, we had a special Over Yonder Cay message thread, which was really cool. Like, I'm a Ruby and now I'm in this thread with like all these double diamonds. It's like really, really, really cool. And getting those tips, because a lot of them are giving tips about how they're running their team pages while they're gone, things that they're doing while they're gone, so that they're able to step away and be with their spouses. And that was another big thing that everybody really, really pushed for. Take this time to be with your spouse. Take this time to connect because everybody there busts their butts. Everybody does. And you guys, the people that are there, I'm telling you this, they are not the people that work this business in the nooks and crannies of their life. They work this business as a real business. And if you want to be successful, you can be successful and make a good paycheck working in the nooks and crannies. But if you want to earn massive big trips and you want to be a top earner, you have to do more than that. And that it's just what you want. Just decide what you want. So anyway, so that was just going there. So everybody was just so thankful and so touched that they were there. Every single group of us that came in the limo, they greeted us. And that says a lot. They did not have to. They flew to the Bahamas with their wives for 2 days just to greet us. And then they were leaving. They were going back to Arizona. And so, I mean, truly, it was amazing. So after that, they had a special hospitality room for us that had all kinds of food and champagne and all kinds of stuff with this amazing view. And then they had rented us cabanas down by the pool. And so we had 2 cabanas, and we could just have whatever service, whatever we wanted. And so we were there all day hanging out and just meeting each other. And it was cool because, like, coming in, I didn't really know anybody, so we were meeting, but then the guys, all the husbands meeting each other and them all talking and getting their perspectives, and which was cool, like the whole trip. So that was really awesome. And then we all got dressed, and they threw like a special dinner for us that night where they had like a bohemian band playing, and they're waving to you.
Hi, Paige.
A bohemian band playing, and we had like cocktail hour, and then we had a sit down dinner, and Alec and Taro gave really touching speeches, and actually Brooke did too. But one thing that Alec said, which was really awesome, and I'm going to get emotional again because it's really amazing, is when he stood up, he said, he said, there's the 7 top earners here that you guys busted your butts to get here. But the 6 of you whose names were drawn are as worthy to be here. And he made a point to say that, which is really, really huge, because I'm pretty sure all of us were feeling this too, that like it's a huge gift. So you just have to keep into, this is not just a trip. Like we were at the Grand Hyatt, when we were at the Grand Hyatt, I'm like, this is the type of resort and stuff that Mike and I have been used to vacationing at, okay? And the Bahamas is really expensive, guys, by the way. I was really surprised. It's not like Mexico. It's pretty expensive. So, honey, what? Yes, you can use that. So they were, so he said that to us, and it was really touching. And then Taro got up and he said, and I want to say, the 6 of you whose names were drawn, you guys should all talk to them, because they're probably the luckiest people you've ever met in your life. Which is really, really true. Mike's like, it's like a casino there. Mike's like, I really think you need to play like blackjack. I'm like, I really don't. I've already got my luck. And he goes, no, he's like, you're really lucky. I'm like, no, I think I'm really good. So we woke up early, and they had the seaplane, and so we went to this private, the next day we went to this private, we get back to our rooms, and there's GoPros sitting on our beds. So all of the husbands were freaking out. I mean, we were freaking out, but the husbands were freaking out, because I mean, it's a toy, come on. And Mike had got a GoPro 6 for Father's Day, and so he had already been telling everyone about the GoPro and all the cool things he could do with it, and he's using it everywhere. And so he's like selling it to everybody there, and they all get back to their rooms and they all got one too. So we ended up using her GoPros, which was super awesome. But so we go to the private like jet, I don't even know what that's called, airport or whatever, for the seaplane. Okay. So this is a massive fear. I tried not to think about this the whole time. Like we were going on this teeny plane, and we ended up waiting. We let everyone go, and we waited for the last flight, because only 8 people could go on at a time. For some reason, we ended up on a slightly smaller plane, and the weather took a turn. So we took off. And they're like, oh, no, it's not raining. It'll be great. Well, the weather started to get bad as we were going. And let's just say our flight was something I probably will hope I never experience again.
Oh, no, really?
And all I can say is that all of us, and it was great because I had Amy, one of the events people, is like sitting across from me. She's like holding on. She's like, I don't know why I'm holding on. I'm like, me either, but it's like good for my mind. But I mean, we were dropping and we were rocking, and all I kept thinking is like, okay, well, we can land in the water, right? Okay, we can land in the water. We're made to land in the water right now. But everybody else, when they got to the island, they had a special dock. And so the seaplane lands in the water and then it goes up on a ramp and then you get off like on a ladder. So you don't have to get off in the water. Well, the wind had picked up really, really bad. And they said, we promised you we weren't going to have to get off in the water, but I'm sorry. I know I told you to wear regular clothes, but I'm sorry. And I had my swimsuit on under, but I wasn't really anticipating that I was really getting off in the water. But yes, we really got off in the water. They drove the seaplane up to the shore as much as we can. And just as we got there, it dumped like straight on waterfall dumped on us. I don't know if you guys have seen Mike's video when I got off the plane, but it is pouring rain. So, but just like from when we got off and we got in and they had like drinks all waiting for us and everybody's in there and they had towels for us and it literally looked like I just jumped in the pool. We were like stoked. But I was like, it was an experience. It was an experience. I'm good to not have it. Yeah. Which was great because the flight home was not that experience. The flight home was easy breezy and like, that's perfect. But so we got there, they had drinks for us, and then we had to wait kind of for our rooms before they distributed what houses we were going to. So there's 4 houses on the property, and we were distributed between the 4 houses. And then there was like a beach house down by the water where they had all the water sports. And so that's where we ate a lot for lunch. So we either ate at the beach house or we ate up at the Meridian house, which was the main house. That's like where Celeste was. And they had like 4 other rooms there. But the rest of it was like, there was the West house, the East house, the Meridian house, and then the South house, I think. So we were distributed between those houses. And so we had this amazing lunch. We met all the staff. They all came in and they all, all have different jobs. I mean, there's 2 yoga instructors, massage therapists, and then there's like all these water sports people. And like one of the water sports people, like he has 2 kids there and they live on the island. And this is like,
no way.
Yes, and he's so cute. This little boy, he was so cute. So what, honey? Okay. Yes, I see, sweet pea.
I bet they love their jobs. Those staff people. They
are happy people.
I bet that's awesome.
Jared, Julia's husband, kept like, okay, I want to figure out who's dating who here, like who's the relationships with who. But they're all like the staff. I am telling you, not only are they the happiest people, but they were so genuine and so nice. Like,
and they live there full time, Tara?
No. So a lot of them are staffed out. They work for staffing services, but a lot of them are on this island most of the time. Now you're talking about, so when we're talking to the private chefs, so we have a private chef who's cooking for us every day, every meal, and like planning the meals for us. And he was just absolutely phenomenal. The thing about it turned into a joke the whole trip is everything was a little spicy and had alcohol in it. so I was like, what is this? Like we had this ice cream and it was spicy. Like, and so there's one lunch where Mike and I got it was like supposed to be like honeydew sorbet and it came with this like cute Rice Krispie treat on top. And like I take a bite, I'm like, what is that? I was like, I don't know. And so we just watch everybody's faces and everybody finally, I think Jerry goes, is this pickle ice cream? Because it was so sour. But like everything turned into like this, like, what are we eating? Something's hidden. There's something hidden nuts, but we're just not used to eating that way. We're used to all of us. We're very simple, which is really amazing because remember, we're on the island with a lot of 7-figure earners. Okay. A lot of the people on this island make 7 figures and everybody's still really simple. So like, can we just get burger and fries? Can we just get like something simple because we're not used to eating this? And Jared's like, is this what billionaires eat? Because I don't know if I can eat like a billionaire. But the chef was really awesome. He came out and he's like, you guys are so amazing. You guys are really so generous. Like we have like the Russian mafia here. And at breakfast, he's telling me what he wants at lunch. And, he wants like beets with some other thing. And he's like, I'm on an island. How do I get this? Like, I don't know. Like, how do I get it? So anyway, the staff was amazing. We really appreciated them. It sounds like they really appreciated us. We got our rooms. Everything was truly like we were in the West house and it was just, we had our own little private beach there with this gorgeous like overview. And we were right by the beach house so we could walk there. You travel the island in golf carts.
Oh, cool.
So that was really cool. cool. The problem is people steal each other's golf carts and then you get stranded, but, and you cannot walk. The island is big enough, you cannot walk.
Oh, wow.
Something super cool about the island is it's all sustainable. So the island is owned by he's a mathematician and a scientist. And so the whole island is wind power. They have 3 giant windmills, and they generate enough wind power to also redo their water. So all the water on the island is reverse osmosis water. We drank out of glass bottles, which they gave us. So we were constantly using renewable resources. Like they gave us sunscreen and all that stuff for our skin and everything. It was all organic, natural. All the food on the island, anything they stacked, like our fridges and everything were stocked. It was all organic, nitrate free, natural. Like the whole island is sustainable, and they're all about natural, holistic, everything.
That's amazing. How perfect for you.
It's super awesome. So I didn't have to worry because, like, you know, sunscreens and all that is like I really care about. All organic, all natural stuff. So then that first night we get there, they had our white party. And so we all dressed up in white and we went to the Meridian House, which is up overlooking everything. And it was at sunset and it was just beautiful. We ate outside and they, it was truly so beautiful. And then they threw a dance party for us on the beach and we all went down there, and within 5 minutes, everybody was in the pool in their white clothes, having a dance party under the moonlight, because when else can you have a dance party in your clothes under the moonlight on a private island? So everybody was in the pool for 2 hours having a dance party. And it was awesome because, like, the second everybody's in the pool, they, like, come out with a basket of towels, and it's like theirs. Like, they were totally prepared for us to go in. Everything is just, like, you can't even, like, the food, your drinks, like, it's all there. They're just there for you before you even turn around. Like, you go back to your room and all your clothes have been washed and ironed and hung up. You're like, yeah, like pressed. You know, we got back to our rooms and they had these great gifts for us. We have, like, Over Yonder Cay shirts and hats and water bottles, and they had special bohemian purses for us and soaps and, like, chapstick. I mean, everything was there. The next day they had sunrise 9 a.m. So breakfast every morning was 7 to 10 at the Meridian House, and it's just, I mean, I don't think I've ever had oatmeal this good in my life. I'm not that big of an oatmeal fan, but it's like this oatmeal with chia seeds. Oh my God. Like, the food was just so good. So we all, like, you know, ate together and we got to talk and just, you know, it's really cool to hear everyone's stories and how they got there. And it's really, truly, like, everybody has such an amazing story in this company, everybody. And, after that, I went to yoga, and I got to do yoga every single morning at 9 a.m., which was, like, the thing I was looking for most on this trip. But at 9 a.m. every morning, they had, like, a little hut on the east facing side, which is where you actually should do yoga each morning facing. And I'm telling you, the wind was blowing and like the sand is blowing and it's like washing everything away. Like, it's just such an incredible experience. So we did yoga. Mike went spear fishing. We had lunch. That afternoon, we went out to Pig Island. And so they literally said, hey guys, do you want to take the jet ski? And Mike and I had wanted to go out on the jet ski earlier, but we had been busy. And so we're like, yeah, we'll take the jet ski. Not knowing it was a 25-minute ride and we were going to be on open water. So you're in open water and that's like waves, right? And so he's like going, and we have to keep up with the boats. And so it's like 75 miles an hour. I'm like squeezing my thighs for dear life. Like, please don't fly off this jet ski. It was so I was so sore. So we get to iguana. We went to the iguanas first.
Oh,
cool. The iguana bit my toe. It thought it was a grape. It didn't hurt. It just, like, I guess it thought my nail polish was a grape or whatever, but they're all over the island. And so you get to feed them grapes and they come up. And so we went there first, and then we went to the pigs, and the pig island is a different island. And I loved the pigs, but they're all different sizes. So there's little pigs and then there's gigantic pigs. And, they could feed them bread, and you have to, like, keep your hands up or else they could, like, think your hands are food. So they could bite you. A couple of people actually did get bit, but, they're so cool. So it's like in the water and they're like swim all around you and then they go up on the shore. And so we did that. And then took the jet skis back. Now, some of the people went to another island, which we actually thought we were going to have drinks. They had rented another space to like have pina coladas at another beach where they had sharks. Well, we didn't know, and we accidentally ended up back at our beach, but we just ended up back at our beach, and that was fine. Seriously, I was so sore from squeezing my thighs and every muscle on my body from not flying off the jet ski that I was really cool with it. Plus doing yoga the day before, or that morning. So we were good. We relaxed. That night, I think, was the Mexican party, and we like get to our food party. We get to our dinner, and they have like ponchos for us and sombreros. It was seriously like the best Mexican food ever. And then that night was game night, and they had all kinds of games like beer pong, and they had these blow up things that you could like run into each other and bounce off each other, like all kinds of sports. And then the next day again, we did yoga again. And right after yoga, we went, what did we do? We were like so busy that day. Oh, Mike and I got up at 7:30, had massages. And then we went to yoga, which that was his first time doing yoga. And I think I tortured him. And then we went to lunch. And then that day they took us off to another private island, and they had it all set up for us on this giant sandbar. And we had lunch on the sandbar. And it wasn't just like lunch. They had like all the umbrellas and all the chairs set up for us with like tables. And there was a giant yacht that the event staff was actually sleeping on. So they brought that yacht, and they were making pina coladas for us, and they would jet ski them back to the shore for us. So we had drinks, and we going out on the sandbar, and took beautiful pictures, and there's all kinds of conch shells, and it was so awesome. And then they took us out snorkeling, which that was kind of a miss. We really didn't see anything, and we were all swimming for a really long time and not seeing a whole lot of anything. But after that, they did like a special like booze cruise, like 2.5 hour sailing. They took the Tenacious, which is the big yacht, and they sailed us back for like 2.5 hours. And it was like luxury, like serious. This ship was amazingly beautiful. Like we were just sitting on the front of it, and it was just like this beautiful yacht. And they sailed us back, and then we had dinner that night. And then again, the next day was yoga, and we were so tired. And a lot of people went snorkeling again that day. And we were like, I'm laying by the pool. We were just like doing nothing. Mm-hmm. And they had like this gorgeous beach party for us that night. So every day it was like breakfast, lunch, and dinner they had for us. And they always had our fridges stocked, and there were snacks everywhere. But that night they had like the big bohemian dinner for us on the beach. And what was cool is like every night, like people were like, did they have those lights last night? Those lights weren't there. They were switching like the lights and the decor, and like everything was just so beautiful. Like even breakfast, like the centerpieces and everything was so different every day. And there was just like all this attention to detail that was phenomenal. Oh, I forgot the karaoke party. We had an 80s dance party the night before, and we get there and they have all these costumes for us, like a whole room. And they told us to get dressed up. And so we all had to put 70s and 80s costumes on. And then we had like a Moroccan dinner, and then they had a dance party for us, and then they turned into karaoke. And they had karaoke for us, and we were like singing until I don't even know, 2 a.m. and then had a party in the pool. So it's just like so beautiful. And we had a full moon come that night, and it was just like gorgeous being on the island. And so yeah, it was just like such, like, it's so hard to explain in words, because I mean, we were kiteboarding, and we were, what's that? I don't know what it's called. Paddleboarding, and you could take the jet skis anytime you wanted. And like, you know, Thomas was out wakeboarding, I don't know, 8 times a day. He was always out there wakeboarding. Yeah, like sure. There was so many water sports and so many things to do. A lot of people went golfing. There's a 9-hole golf course, which is really funny because you look at the tee and you're like, where does this thing go? Like it's going over the water. Like, where does it go?
Oh my God.
But they had like glow in the dark golf for us. They had like golf lessons. I mean, there was so much to do. And because there was so much to do, a lot of people said like last year on the island, there was only like one spot and not as much to do. So they had more time together. And because of this, we were all spread out, and you really felt like you were on a private island alone because
wow,
there was no other people because everybody was doing things. So, and we would come back together for meals. So it was really amazing. And I don't know, I think I talked a long time. So if you want to ask questions, go ahead.
I think probably my favorite thing I heard, and I know a lot of you posted about it, was the attention to personal detail. Like the fact that they had a picture of your kids in your room. Like, who does that?
Everybody had a framed picture of their family with their kids in their room. Every single person. And it gives me goosebumps still because it was one of my favorite things to walk in our bedroom and see that framed picture. And obviously we all got to take it home too. And seriously, I mean, all the attention to detail, there's nothing, especially because our families is truly why every single person does this.
Right.
Every single person. And so to leave that, and it was hard for me. I left my baby at home and I had to pump and dump. Let me tell you, as a breastfeeding mom, that is a hard sentence to say.
Yes, I bet.
Hard. I had to give it to Mike every day, but there was no way I was weaning. And I wasn't the only one. Brooke was also doing the same thing. And having that support for each other. I mean, that was really awesome. There was another person going through this. So, everybody there has a special story and everybody's is there for their families. That's truly. Awesome. Whether it's their own health story that made them a better mom or a better dad, or the financial freedom that it allowed them to be, better parents. Everybody's there for their families. And it's really, really cool.
That's awesome. Okay, well, do you mind if we open it up for questions? I know we're running a little longer, so if anyone needs to go, of course, you guys are welcome. But does anyone have any questions for Tara? Like anything you really want to know about her trip or the people she met? Anyone? Carol?
It's not a question, but I just want to say we were so freaking excited when you won it.
Oh my gosh.
I was sitting with Whitney and we were just like, oh my God, I'm like crying along with her. And because if there's anybody who deserves this, it was you. You support us so much wholeheartedly without ever asking for anything. You just do it because you're a great person. So you deserve this. It was meant to be. So anyways, I just want to tell you.
I'm so glad you said that, Carol. That is like, seriously, that needed to be said. I couldn't have said it better.
I cried again. I'm all choked up again.
I know, it's so true though, because, and when you said you guys are the luckiest people, I was like, no, this wasn't luck. This was meant to be. Like you were destined.
It was fate.
It was fate.
This is karma. This is karma playing a part.
I agree. 100%.
Thank you. That's that's so amazing. Let me tell you, it's when I've been with the company for 2.5 years. It's hard sometimes because I have to tell you every excuse I ever had of why I was not where I think I should be was blown away this week because every single person there had some sort of story that knocked that excuse out. And it really made a clear slate to be the only reason you're not where you need to be, Tara, is because of you. And a lot of it, you guys, for anybody on here that doesn't believe, even if you think you believe, if you're not where you want to be, you don't believe enough. It's that simple. You don't believe enough. Because you have to believe you're worth it. And you have to believe not that you're worth $30,000 a year, that you are worth making 7 figures a year. Because if you can really believe you are worth making 7 figures a year, then that 30 will come. The rest will come. And you don't have to live hand to mouth. You don't.
Love it. Wow, that's powerful. Goosebumps and chills.
You don't believe enough. I mean, Bree started this company the same time as me, and she's a Sapphire. And she did not have upline support, and she did it all by herself. There is no excuse. If you're not where you want to be, it's you. And guys, if you're not leading with the opportunity and defaulting to the products, you are selling yourself so short. And you guys, I'm a master certified health coach, guys. I'm all about these products. But the business is life-changing. And now with this huge incentive we have, you guys, anybody can join right now. If you fast start gold this month, that is double the fast start bonus. Like what?
Insane.
It's insane. And anyone can learn a cruise to the Bahamas.
Yep.
You can go. So there's really, if you want to do this, you can do it.
You can sign up today and make that a reality. Honestly, 100% that is possible. So Tara, I want to make sure that you see, we did get a question from Amanda. What is one takeaway from talking to Diamonds about working your business? And Mike did his answer there, which I'll just read real quick. Mike said, I can say the one thing I heard from one of the guys was that the folks that get you to Emerald are not the folks that will get you to Diamond. You have to keep working the business and not coast along. That's really good.
I've heard it about 25 times. The people that get you to Ruby are not the people that are going to get you to Emerald. They're not the people that are going to get you to Sapphire. And they're not the people that are going to get you to Diamond. You cannot stop. You guys, Jessica Heffley went Diamond Ruby when we got back. June was a hard month when we were gone for convention. And when we were gone, like those of us that were like busy, Whitney will like, we were busy and there's no service, right? The service was an issue. And then the same thing, we went to the island and there was really limited service. So you're like trying to do whatever you can, but there's truly no excuse. She went Diamond Ruby, right? So there's really no excuse for it. I'm telling you, any excuse you have is just an excuse and it's not fact because somebody is doing it. Somebody is doing it.
Someone out there is more hungry and they're not using that as an excuse, the same one that you're using, right?
Mm-hmm. And the other the one takeaway I do a lot of listening to what other people are doing and keeping it very, very simple.
Amen.
If you are not reaching out to 10 people a day, you are not growing your business or your network, which means using Instagram and using Facebook and not necessarily reaching out about Plexus, reaching out to build relationships. If you build those relationships, the rest falls into place. Mm-hmm. So really like reaching out to 10 people a day and on your list. And if you don't have a list of 200 people because you've already knocked it down, you need to make a new list. And those people, I'm not reaching out about Plexus. I'm reaching out about their kids or their family, or if I'm friends with them and I don't know who they are, reaching out and being like, hey, I saw we're friends. How do we love to connect with you? How do we know each other? You know, whatever it is, but you're building those connections and you're building those relationships.
Love that.
Number one.
So it's all about relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool. All right. Well, we're pretty far over our time frame. So what would you say to wrap it up, Tara?
Oh, just if this can be my reality, it can be any of your realities, period. Like, I mean, so many times I sat there in paradise to a point where I could not have even dreamed about it because I had not experienced it. And to let yourself go there, let yourself dream that big, because once you do, stuff will start going into motion. I literally looked at my dream board for 2018 and it's almost 100% complete and it's June or July.
Wow.
So I'm making a new one. I need to make a new one.
Dream
so
bigger.
Do that. And if you've already completed it, which I thought mine was pretty darn big, by the way, you need to go bigger. Okay, just keep going bigger, because never in my wildest dreams, and I'm telling you that the other people on that island too, that names were drawn, especially the rubies, like Kelly did not even know, like she didn't even think, like she thought there was 500 names in there. She thought there was no way in heck. She was in such shock. So you guys, anything can happen. Seriously. And you know, timing is everything, right? If I wouldn't have gone Ruby when I did and everything, then I wouldn't have this experience. So just also trust the process and the experience of it. And if you work hard enough, it will happen. It's just the timing of it, right? It's not always our timing. It's God's timing, universal timing, whatever kind of timing you believe in.
Wow. What a perfect way to end it. That was beautiful. Thank you, Tara. We love you. Can you guys go ahead and unmute yourselves and let's tell her a great big thank you and congratulations. We're so thrilled for you. It couldn't have happened to a better person.
Thank you.
All agree on that. So we love you. Okay, thanks. I'll post the recording on Wellness Warriors. Thanks everyone. Have a good day. Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th.